Well, Coach, not the best of conditions today, but you go out and you take care of business. And last year there was some series you feel like you should have swept. You're able to kind of take care of business today. How do you kind of feel after the first weekend?
Yeah, really pleased. A lot of work left to do, obviously, and a long road ahead of us. But we played good defense all weekend. We threw a ton of strikes. I thought we were a lot more opportunistic as an offense, even today. I mean, it's cold. It's not a hitter's day at the ballpark. We all know that. Tip your hat to Manhattan. Their pitchers came out, threw all speed for strikes at any count. Kind of kept us off balance, but we were able to manufacture a little bit in there, and we get a big swing by Nolan to kind of separate it. But I'm pleased.
Sam?
You mentioned before the season began that there were some things that you wouldn't really know about your team until some of these games began. Now that you got through a series, what are some of those things you think you learned about this team through the weekend?
I like our bullpen. I've been saying that, but they haven't. A lot of those guys touched it for the first time in their careers. I mean, Nate Williams has been here for 3 years. That's the first time he's been out there in a real game. I think that was good. I was really pleased with the way we played defense. The one error we make, that's my catcher who hadn't played out there a lot. So I feel good about it. I know we strike out a lot of guys, but still, I thought we played really good on the defensive side.
Robbie?
Just kind of talking about those younger guys that you mentioned, you've been really high on that group, and you got to see a lot of them today, whether it be Ryan or Dane Burns, Mackay. Showed some electric stuff out there. What did you think of how they handled their first time at the Dude?
Man, I thought they were great. I mean, Dane ran out there in a close game, having to face those lefties and spun that slider in there. And I think you're all going to see all those kids will get better too. I mean, they've all been a little bit better in scrimmages. I mean, they just, getting out there on touches on that rubber is important right now. And we can use them all in small segments and get them more touches so they get prepared and get out there. I thought they were all really good. I thought Luke Dotson was really good at the end. I really like what he's done.
Benjamin?
Big day for Dylan Cup in the 9-hole. I know he's sort of more of a defensive specialist there at shortstop, but where are you seeing his offensive game coming along here?
Yeah, it's been, I like the fact he's getting some HBPs, some walks. He can bunt, he can hit and run. He has a couple big hits this weekend, that drive in some runs. And, man, the play to end the game, I mean, that's a special play. A lot of guys don't make that play. And it's good to see him out there playing with some confidence.
Steve?
You got Stone on the mound for the first time in a real game since the 90s. What did it feel like to kind of see him go out there and have some success?
Man, I tell you, he's warming up and he's coming down, and man, I'm sentimental Creek also. So I got tears in my eyes. I'm like, golly, this poor kid, what he's been through. Nate Williams is almost the same track record. He just didn't do it. He did it at JUCO and got to us. But to see these kids persevere today, I hate to talk about rehab. My trainer needs to tip of his hat to Jason Wire and Britton, and we had Stone who hadn't pitched in 2 years. And all these injuries didn't happen under our umbrella, but you got Ryan McPherson coming back. He got hurt in high school. Nate Williams got hurt at JUCO. Dane Burns had been out. That's his first touches in 2 years. Mackay Grant, and I'm missing one. There's one I'm missing. And then you got Ross behind the plate. So, a lot of kids coming back and really helping us. We missed them last year, I'll be honest with you, but having them right now gives us some great depth and experience.
Carlo?
Today especially, but you guys had a lot of pitchers, go out on the mound and get their first experience at the Dude. How would you evaluate that position after the first weekend?
I think we're pretty good. I still think we got work to do and facing SEC hitters, but I think we can do a lot of different things. Coach Parker's done a great job. We've built the staff with some diversity, like, some different looks and different things. And so I think we can do a lot of different things out there on the mound and match up to certain type of hitters.
Robbie?
You talked about Stone. This isn't the ideal weather conditions for a guy that you're bringing back off an injury. Was it the plan to kind of get him first time to the order? Did the weather affect that, or is this what you wanted?
A little bit, yeah. It was. We just didn't want him sitting around too long. We wanted to get to 40 or 50 pitches. If it had been 75 degrees, we'd have gone a little farther. But we're not in a rush. Hopefully, we can move forward a little more next week, a little more the next week, and then you're about where he needs to be. But we just felt like getting him out there. I knew there'd be a lot of adrenaline, so we just wanted to be smart with him.
Steve?
I know you're a guy that's willing to shake up the lineup whenever you need to, but 35 runs this weekend. But there were a couple guys that maybe were pressing a little bit, I guess. When you think about the composition of this lineup, are you good with it now? Are you maybe in favor of some changes next week? Or
It's going to keep changing. It'll keep changing because we just have too much talent around them. There's some guys even today I'm putting it together, and there's some guys that can step in there. So I think that lineup's going to be moving. And I don't even want to set it. You know, I want those guys to, you know, competition's good. You have to come to the ballpark ready to go every day and be ready to play, and we can match up. So I think that lineup, you'll see some changes as time goes on.
Doug?
Coach, I know it may be a little bit too soon to share some of your decisions about Tuesday night, but looks like we're going to have two undefeated teams at Pete Taylor Park. They're going to stripe out the ballpark. So what are your thoughts about Tuesday night play at Southern Miss?
Yeah, it's a good test for us. I mean, we're going to play another great program in our state, very well coached. We play them every year. We kind of made a decision to go home and home, so it'll be interesting, you know, playing there, and then they'll come here and play also. So it would be good. We're going to learn a lot about our ball club, you know. I'm excited to go.
Steve?
I ask you this every weekend, but pitching plans for Tuesday, when will you make those, and, you know, any ideas yet?
No, I don't think so yet. We got to reassess everybody because we threw so many arms. But I think you'll see a lot of guys on Tuesday probably. I think that'll probably be something you see. You'll see guys get out there and get their feet wet again and just, you know, have to compete. I think that's the strength of our pitching staff.
But you look at the pitching staff when they come out there, and you're seeing almost everybody put out there's mid-90s, and it's impressive fastball, but the secondary stuff has been really good too. What kind of dynamic has Parker added in that regard, just making these pitchers more complete pitchers and not just, you know, one-trick ponies, I guess?
I just think it's the whole development plan. I think it's, you know, and Dane Burns came with a great breaking ball, but being able to command that poise and all those are the things that you see. I mean, none of those guys had pitched here. Ryan McPherson, I mean, like, they ran out there and put it in the zone, and multiple pitches in the zone. Even Makai threw a couple really good sliders in there, which may be his best pitch, but it's just becoming a complete pitcher and being a complete competitor maybe more than anything.
Steve?
Early in the ball game, it seemed like there was some cross-ups with Ross and Stone. They went out there and checked the earpiece. I mean, kind of what went on there?
We just having technical difficulties. I'm sure you have them in your business too. But that's why we brought one in. We went to the pitch com. We went back and put it back out there. So just kind of, it just wasn't working right. Is what it was. So sometimes you have to slow it down and put it in. Thank you guys.